and welcome to my YouTube channel Excel Chapter 7 Mid-Level Real Estate Company. So open the Excel Chapter 7 Mid-Level Company. So if you want to complete assignments or exam, you can contact on my WhatsApp link and email. If you want to complete my IT Lab course, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint and Microsoft Access, we can do online courses in accounting, math, stat, finance, economics, writing and other courses. So I will guarantee you a 90 or 95 plus grade your assignment and your exam. So Excel Chapter 7 Mid-Level 1's Real Estate Company and Exp22 Excel Chapter 7 ML1 Real Estate. Click the download. So download the all materials. Click the download the all files. So I will guarantee you a 90 or 95 plus grade your assignment and your exam. So go to the downloads and open the Word file and open the Excel file. So click the enable editings. So assignment title is Exp22 Excel Chapter 7 ML1 Real Estates. So we move to the question number 1. So question number 1 is start Excel, download and open the file name Exp22 Excel Chapter 7 ML1 Real Estate. Grader has automatically added your last name to the beginning of the file name. So go to the Excel worksheets. I have already downloaded the Exp22 Excel Chapter 7 ML1 Real Estates. So question number 1 is complete and we move to the question number 2. So question number 2 is the spreadsheet contain a code BADA and SA to represent the agent roles and you want to switches codes to and in cell E12 of the detail worksheets and insert the switch functions to evaluate the agent's code in cell D12. Include the mix and reference to the codes and roles in the range J2 to K4 for the value and results argument. Use the cell reference in the function and copy the function to the E30 to E39. So in cell E12 in the detail worksheets, so go to the detail worksheet and select the E12 and insert the switch function to evaluate the agent's codes in cell D12. Include the mix and reference to the codes and row in the range J2 to K4 for the value and result the arguments and use the relative reference to the relative reference. And next is copy the function to the range E30 to E39. So select the E12 and insert the switch functions. Insert the switch function agent code in cell D12. So type is equal to and type the switch functions. And next is evaluate the agent code in cell D12 and include the mix and reference to the codes role in the range J2 to K4 for the value and result arguments. Use the cell reference in the function and copy the function to the range E30 to E39. So insert the switch function and select the D12 and next is J2. So select the J2 and type the press F4 button, apply the F2 reference and next is K2. So select the K2 and apply the F2 reference, press F4 button and next is J3. Select the J3 and apply the F2 reference and next is K3 and apply the F2 reference and next is K3 apply the F2 reference and next is J4 apply the F2 reference and next is apply the select the K force, apply the absolute reference and close bracket and press enter. So result is dual agency, and use the set reference in the and copy the function to the range E32 E39. So copy the formula E32 E39. So question number 2 is complete. We move to the question number 3. So question number 3 is, now you want to calculate the number of days between the list dates and sale dates in cell J12. Insert the days function to calculate the number of days between the listening dates and sale dates. Copy the function to the range J32 J39. So insert the days function in cell J12 and between the listening date and sale dates, and copy the function to the range J32 J39. So insert the days function in cell J12. So select the J12, and insert the days functions in cell J12 and insert the days functions. So select the J12, type is equal to, and type the days functions, and next is select the I12 in sale dates and listening date, close bracket and press enter. And next is copy the function to the range J32 J39. So copy the functions in cell J32 J39. Copy the formula J32 J39. So question number 3 is complete. We move to the question number 4. So question number 4 is, you want to calculate the agent commission based on their roles in cell K2. Insert the if function to calculate the agent commission based on the agent codes and applicable rates in the range L2 to L4. Use the relative and mix a reference correctly. Copy the function to the range K32 K39. So insert the function in cell K12 if functions. So select the K12 and insert the if functions. If function to calculate the agent commission based on the agent code and then applicable rates in the range L2 to L4, and use the relative and mix a reference correctly. Copy the function to the range K32 K39. So insert the function in cell K12. So select the K12 and insert the is function. So type is equal to, type the is functions on the function, and next is select the D12, type is equal to, and next is select the J2, apply the absolute reference, press F4 buttons, and code and then applicables rates in the range L2 to L4. Use the relative reference and makes a reference correctly, and copy the functions to the range K32 K39. So next is J2 and select the G12 is the sold price, multiply by L2. So type the L2, and next is D12. So select the L2 and select the D12, type is equal to, and select the J3, apply the absolute reference J3, and next is select the G12, select the G12 and multiply by L3, and D12 is equal to J4, and next is G12, G12 G12 multiply by L4, close bracket and press enter. So result is 38,775. And next is use the relative and mix a reference correctly and copy the function to the range K32 K39. So copy the function K32 K39, copy the function K32 K39. So question number 4 is complete. We move to the question number 5. So question number 5 is you want to calculate the bonus if the sold price was at the least equal to the listening price, and if the house and sold within 30 days after being listed in cell L12. Insert the if functions with the nested and function to calculate the bonus. The AND function should ensure both the condition are met and sold price divided by the listening price is a greater than or equal to 100% in cell L7, and the days on markets are less than or equal to 13. In both condition are met, bonus 1000 in cell L9, otherwise the bonus is 0, and use the makes a reference to the input value in the range L7 to L9. Copy the function to the range L12 to L39. So insert the if function in cells L12 and the AND functions. The AND function should ensure both the condition are met and sold price divided by the listening price is greater than or equal to 100%. And next is in cell L7 and days on a market are less than or equal to 13. If both conditions are the met, bonus 1000, otherwise the bonus is 0. And use the mix set reference to the input value in the range L7 to L9 and copy the function to the range L12 to L39. So select the L12 and insert the if function and nested function to calculate the bonus. So type is equal to and type the if functions, type the if function, and next is type the AND functions, if function and AND function. And the AND function should ensure both the condition are met, sold price divided by the listening price is greater than or equal to 100%, days on the market less than or equal to 13 in cell L8. So and select the G12 by F12 greater than is equal to L7. So select the L7 is the percent of list and apply the absolute reference. And next is J12 is the days on market and next is less than is equal to less than is equal to less than is equal to less than or equal to L8, less than or equal to L8. So select the L8 and apply the absolute reference, close bracket, and type is equal to type the if the both condition otherwise the bonus and use the mix a reference to the input value in cell L7 to L9, copy the function to the range L12 to L39. So type the trio and next is select the L9 is bonus amounts, apply the absolute reference and close bracket and press enter. So next is copy the function to the range L12 to L39. So copy the function in cell L32 L39. So question number 5 is complete. Question number 5 is complete and we move to the question number 6. So question number 6 is the top left of the section spreadsheet is designed for a summary statistics. For one condition, you will calculate the average selling price and the number of houses sold in the easy city and e-city. In cell B2, insert the average functions to calculate the average sold price for houses in the city of Alpine and use the mix reference for the range and use the relative reference to the cell A2. Copy the function and use the paste formula options to paste the function in cell in the range B3 to B5 so that the bottom border in cell B5 is the preserved. So insert the average functions in cell B2 function to calculate the average sold price for houses in the city of Alpine and use the mix reference for the range. Use the relative reference to cell A5. Copy the function and use the paste the formula option in the range B3 to B5 so that the bottom border in cell B5 is preserved. So insert the average function in cell B2. So select the B2 and insert the average functions. So type is equal to and type the average function. Average if functions to calculate the average sold price for houses in the city of Alpine and use the mix reference for the range is use the relative reference to cell A2 and copy the function and use the paste the function option to in the range is B3 to B5 so that the bottom border in cell B5 is preserved. So insert the average function. So select the B12, apply the absolute reference and next is B12 to B39. B12 to B39 and apply the absolute reference and next is select the A2 is Alpines and next is G12 to G39. Sold price for the houses is city Alpine and use the mixed reference to the relative reference to cell A2 and copy the function and paste the formula function to the range B3 to B5 that bottom border in cell B5. So insert the average function and city of elements in cell A2 and G12 to G39 is the sold price. G12 to G39 plus the absolute reference close bracket and press enter. And next is use the mix reference for the range and use the relative reference to the cell A2. So select the A2 and next is copy the function and paste the formula. Paste the function in the range B3 to B5 bottom border and preserve. So copy the function and paste the function in cell B3 to B5 is the bottom border is preserved as paste in the paste formula option. Select the paste the formula options and preserve the borders. Press escape buttons. So copy the function and paste the formula option to paste the function in cell B3 to B5 and bottom border preserved in cell B5. The bottom borders. So question number 6 is complete. So question number 6 is complete. We move to the question number 7. So question number 7 is so you want to count the number of houses is one city in cell C2. Insert the counting functions to count the number of houses in the city of elements and use the mix reference for the range and use the relative reference to cell A2 and copy the function and paste the formula option to the range function in cell range is C3 to C5 so that the border in cell C5 is the preserve. So C2 insert the counting functions. So insert the in the cell C2 insert the counting functions to count the of the city of element and use the mix reference for the range and use the relative reference to cell A2 and copy the function to the cell C3 to C5 bottom border in cell C5. So insert the counting function in cell C2. So select the C2 and type is equal to type the counting function and next is count the number is the houses in the city of element. Houses in the city of element. In the city of element. So select the B12 to B39. B12 to B39 apply the absolute reference and next is select the A2 is elements close bracket and press enter. So result is 7 and next is use the mix reference relative reference in cell A2 and copy the function use the paste the formula option paste the function in the range C3 to C5 that the border in cell C5 is preserved. So copy the functions and select the ranges C5 to C4 to C5 and paste the formula options and press escape buttons in cell C5. So question number 7 is complete. We move to the question number 8. So question number 8 is, you want to calculate the total commission for each agent. The condition in cell B7, insert the sum A function to the total the commission by agents and use the mix reference for the range and use the relative reference to cell A7 and copy the function and use the paste the formula option to paste the function in the range BA to B9 so that the border are preserved. So insert the sum A function to calculate the commission by agents and use the mix reference for the range and use the relative reference to cell A7. Copy the function and paste the function options in the range BA to B9 so that the border are preserved. So select the B7 is carry and B7 and insert the sum A function. Calculate the commission by agents. So select the B7s and type is equal to, type the sum A functions. So insert the sum A function, sum A functions and commission by agents. So commission by agents C12 to C39s. Apply the absolute set reference and next is select the A7s and next is use the relative reference and total by the commission agent and use the mix reference. Range is the relative reference to cell A7. So next is A7 K12 to K39s is the agent commissions. K12 to K39s and apply the absolute set reference, press F4 buttons, close bracket and press enter. And next is copy the function and use the paste formula option to paste the function in the range BA to B9 so that the border are preserved. So copy the functions, select the B7 and click the copy and select the BA to B9s. BA to B9s, copy the function and paste the formula option to paste the function in the range BA to B9s so that the border are preserved. So copy the functions and paste the formula options, paste the formula options and paste the formula option, paste in the function BA to B9s and preserve the borders and press escape buttons. So question number 8 is complete. We move to the question number 9. So question number 9 is, the top middle section of the spreadsheet is the design of the summary statistic for a multiple condition. You will calculate the number of houses and sold the agent when she or served dual agents and use the mix reference for the range and the range code condition in cell J3. Use the relative reference to the agent condition in cell A2. When you copy the formula, use the paste formula option, preserve border in the formatting. In a cell F2, insert the countif function in cell F2 to count the number of houses sold by the first agent in cell A2, who was the dual agents in cell J3. For that, the houses use the cell reference in the function, copy the function to the range F3 to F4 and preserve the bottom border for a cell F4. So insert the countif is function in cell F2 and count the number of houses sold by the first agent in cell E2 and who was dual agents DA and J3 for the houses and use the cell reference in the function. So in cell F2, so select the F2 and insert the countif function. So select the F2 and type is equal to type the countif function and next is countif function in cell F2 and count the number of houses sold by the first agents in cell E2 who was dual agent DA and for the that houses. So insert the countif functions and select the city, select agents SA and C12 C39 and apply the absolute reference, press F4 button and next is count the number of houses sold by the first agents in cell E2 and first agent in cell E2. So select the E2 and next is E2 and J3 in cell DA. So next is D12 is the agent type in the range is D12 to D39. Apply the absolute reference D12 to D39 and next is J3. Select the J3 and apply the absolute reference, close bracket and press enter. So result is 3 and next is copy the function to the range F3 to F4 and preserve the bottom border for the cell F4. So use the all cell reference in the function and copy the function to the range F3 to F4 and preserve the bottom border for the cell F4. So copy the functions and preserve the borders, click the fill outs and fill out with the fill without a formatting. Preserve the bottom border in cell F4. Select the F4. So question number 9 is complete. We move to the question number 10. So question number 10 is you are ready to calculate the total value of those houses for each agent and when she served as the dual agency. Use the mix reference to the range and agent's codes condition in cell J3. Use the relative reference to the agent condition in cell E2. When you copy the formula, use the paste formula option, preserve border formatting in cell G2. Insert the sum if function to sum the selling price of the houses sold by the first agent in cell E2 who was the dual agency in cell J3 for that houses and copy the function to the range G3 to G4 and preserve the bottom border for cell G4. So in cell G2 insert the sum if functions and sum the selling price for the houses sold by the first agent cell E2 who was the dual agents in DA and J3 is the houses. So select the G2 and insert the sum if functions in cell G2 and sum the selling price for the houses sold by the first agent in cell E2. So type is equal to and type the sum if function, and next is sum if function is the selling price for the houses sold. Is the selling price for the houses sold and sold price G12 to G39. Apply the absolute reference, press F4 buttons, and next is E2 was the who was the dual agents DA, and J3 is that for the houses. So G12 to G39 and D12 to D39. D12 to D39. Apply the absolute reference, and next is in cell J3. Next in cell J3 and apply the absolute reference, and next is C12 to C39 with the selling agent. Apply the absolute reference C12 to C39, and next is in cell E2. So select the E2 and close bracket and press enter. So next is copy the function to the range G3 to G4, preserve the bottom borders for the cells G4. So copy the functions to the range G3 to G4 and preserve the bottom border for cell G4. So copy the functions and click the fill without a formatting, click OK. So question number 10 is complete. We move to the question number 11. So question number 11 is, now you will calculate the highest price houses and sub dual agents and use the mix reference to the range agents code condition in cell J3 and use the relative reference to the agent condition in cell E2 when you copy the formula, and use the paste formula option to preserve the border formatting. In cell H2, insert the max if function in a cell H2 to display the highest price houses sold by the first agent cell E2 who was the dual agent DA in cell J3 for the house, and copy the function to the range H3 to H4 and preserve the border in cell ranges H3 to H4. So in a cell H2, insert the max if function. So select the H2 and insert the max if function. Type is equal to, type the max if functions, and next is max if functions in cell H2 display the highest price houses sold by the first agents in cell E2 was the dual agents DA in cell J3 for that houses. Copy the function to the range H3 to H4 and preserve the bottom border in the range H3 to H4. So insert the function in cell H2 with the max if functions, and range is G12 to G39 is the sold price G12 to G39, and apply the absolute reference, and next is G12 to G39, and next is dual agent for the houses and copy the function H3 to H4. So next is selling agents C12 to C39. At the absolute reference, press F4 button, C12 to C30 nuts, and next is E2, and next is D12 to D30 nuts, D12 to D30 nut, apply the Exp22 reference, and next is J3, next is E2 and dual agent in cell J3. So select the J3, the dual agency, and apply the Exp22 reference, close bracket and press enter. And next is copy the function to the range H3 to H4 and preserve the border in the range is H3 to H4. So copy the function in the range H3 to H4 and fill without a formatting. Click OK. So question number 11 is complete. We move to the question number 12. So question number 12 is, the map worksheet contain a list of cities, postal code and average house. Say you will insert a map charts to the average visually using the default gradient fills colors and display the map worksheet and select the range B1 to C5 and insert the map function. So copy the range B1 to C5 and display the map worksheets. So go to the map worksheets and paste the range B1 to C5, press enter. So select the range is the B5 to C5 and insert the map functions. So display the map worksheet and select the range B1 to C5, insert the map functions. So go to the insert tabs and go to the chart groups and click the maps and click the map functions. Insert the map charts. So question number 12 is complete. We move to the question number 13. So question number 13 is, you want to enter the meaningful titles for the maps and change the map title to average selling price by a zip code. So copy the titles and paste the titles. So select the chart titles and paste the chart titles is the average selling price by zip code. So question number 13 is complete. So if you want to complete assignments or exam, you can contact on my WhatsApp link and email. If you want to complete my IT lab course, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint and Microsoft Access, we can do online courses in accounting, math, stat, finance, economics, writing and other courses. So I will guarantee you are 90 or 95 plus grade your assignment and your exam. So I have done the assignments and upload the assignment and check the scores. So you can see I have done the assignments and save the files. And upload the assignments. So close the Excel files. Excel chapter 7 mid-level 1's real estate company. So open the Excel chapter 7's, upload the assignment and check the scores. So Excel chapter 7 mid-level 1's real estates company and Exp22 Excel chapter 1 ML1 real estates company. So upload the file and submit for gradings. And click opens and upload the assignments and check the scores. So your file has been submitted for gradings. Click the continue. So you can see the score is Excel chapter 7 mid-level 1's real estates company is current score is 91%. So current score is 91%. So if you want to complete assignments or exam, you can contact on my WhatsApp link and email. If you want to complete my IT Lab course, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint and Microsoft Access, we can do online courses in accounting, math, stat, finance, economics, setting and other courses. So I will guarantee you are 90 or 95 plus grade your assignment and your exam.